Infidel body armor just won't quit. For when the only thing standing between you and your life is infidel body armor. Made for the smart civilian prepper, this is the body armor you want to be wearing. Made of armored steel and capable of stopping all common North American rifle, shotgun, and pistol rounds. Infidel body armor is meant to take hit after hit. Get yours now. Hey everybody, I'm Christopher Green. You're tuning in to AMTV Alternative Media Television. So today I'm going to address what happens next in Syria. At least my take is the way that I see it. Now, the first thing that you need to understand is that the war in Syria wouldn't even be taking place right now. The civil war in Syria wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for the United States starting it, helping to propel it, helping to create this division, helping to arm the terrorists on the ground that are helping to overthrow Bashar al-Assad and his government, arming al-Qaeda-linked groups like the al-Nusra Front, things that we confronted John McCain about. And he was angry when we asked him the truth. You know, we asked him some real pertinent questions, and wasn't giving him a softball he could just hit out of the park, from a Fox News reporter. But what happens next now that Obama has created the conflagration in this part of the world? He's helped to continue it. This is a continuation of George W. Bush policies in the Middle East of warmongering and destroying independent sovereign countries so the United States can profit from the blood money. What happens next? Because Obama sat down like a bitch the other day, just got owned, checkmate by Vladimir Putin, in Russia largely winning the information war, not just from a Snowden level, not just from a surveillance state level, and an NSA level. But what happens in Syria? Going back to Syria, because the war isn't going to stop. The killing and the dying that the United States has created isn't going to stop in Syria. So what we're really waiting for in Syria is another event. We're waiting for another flashpoint, another staged terror chemical attack to accuse Assad of killing children so Obama can throw more children under the bus, just like he did with Sandy Hook, to play to the emotional card of the American people so that we just can't take it anymore and we have to start dropping bombs. The new head of al-Qaeda, the new Durka that we're supposed to fear here in America, Team America, F yeah, said that, the weakest part of the United States is our structural weakness here in the U.S. And he couldn't be more right. We're just waiting for another strike point. We are just waiting for another flash point, another event to expose the weakness of the giant that is the United States. It is the spoiled brat. Taking it out on the rest of the world because we've spent our inheritance money, taken out too many credit cards, and now we're going to go bomb innocent civilians. So the administration and the government need something else. They need something bigger to woo the American people to the battlefield once again, that they like to pitch as a technological war now. It's a limited strike, they say. It's, robots that are fighting the war. That somehow makes killing better, like there's rules to war. Isn't it interesting that people think that chemical weapons are perverse? You can't use sarin gas, but you can blow someone away with a bullet. You can just blow their head off, or you can bomb a village of innocent children. That's fine, which is what the United States does itself on a regular basis overseas in the Middle East with its drone strikes. But sarin gas is somehow inhumane. And I want you to imagine for a minute we had an EMP attack, maybe while this video is rolling and the grid goes down. Could you imagine the chaos and the response and just the ridiculous nature of the response of the American people? I could just picture people storming out of McDonald's with barbecue sauce coming down their chin and French fries and grease all over their, front of their t-shirts, just wondering what happened. Probably most of them wouldn't even make it out of the parking lot without having a heart attack on the spot. That's America. They call us, don't awaken the sleeping giant that is America. Yeah, well, we might be giant, but we're not the ferocious beast that once was. So this is where we are in America today, waiting for the next event, waiting for the next strike point, waiting for the next flash point, where we get hit where it hurts as the new head of Al-Qaeda has stated and really hit the nail on the head, hitting our structural economic weakness here in the USA. A very, very weak point, and the weakest this nation has ever been, because perception is reality. And the perception of the rest of the world is not only do they hate us, not only have we helped to build a coalition in the Middle East that is a common enemy in the name of the USA, but this is a nation that can no longer sustain itself without bombing, raping, and pillaging other countries to feed the beast, to feed the economic engine that is structurally insolvent. And there lies the problem. Without addressing the structural disease here in this country, the structural disease in and of itself, we can have no real fundamental change going forward. There is no hope for an extension or a continuation of the quote-unquote American dream without addressing that first. And what we have are criminals at the highest law of the land, running an elite Ponzi scheme, controlling and manipulating a two-party paradigm, which really isn't a paradigm at all. It is a paradigm. It is an example of kings and queens ruling over the peasants like they did thousands of years ago, fighting to maintain that hierarchical control over the peasants of the modern day and age. I'm Christopher Green, and you're watching AMTV, Alternative Media Television, hard-hitting and in your face. Get this video out everywhere, share it with your friends and family, make it viral. Peace.